Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for making our time to join us in yet another edition of the Peace and Sustainable Development Training. It's one of our trainings that we have been organizing for the past several months. And today we are here once again to continue from where we stopped. And this is the 1 month professional diploma training in peace and sustainable development organized by the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. And I have been your instructor, Mr. Tavlo Joshua, the registrar of the Institute. I have been sharing knowledge with you and experience, and I believe that you will also benefit from what we are sharing. So today we are also here once again to continue from where we stopped. For those of you that joined Group 33 for their presentation, um, it's very unfortunate that we could not give them the final analysis of what happened. But we will tell them in our WhatsApp group and score them there. But by and large, they did well. They did well, although there was some little issue I needed to observe, but time was not on our side, so we just have to continue. Uh, but today, I welcome all of you for another edition of the Peace and Sustainable Development Training. It is the professional diploma training that we have been organizing for the past 14 days. And we are here once again to continue from where we stopped. And I have been your facilitator, Tavlo Joshua, the registrar of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. We have been sharing knowledge together. And you have been doing incredible things, and we appreciate you for that. For today's lesson, we expect you to also share it with someone, invite them to be part of what is happening here. And for the training that will be coming up for next month is one of our core training, core courses. Uh, Please, we encourage you to share the link for that registration with someone and share it in your groups, share it in your work environment groups. Let people register and be part of the training on peace and conflict management. It's going to be a wonderful training. So let them take time to be part of that training. So you can share that link with someone. Let them register to join our next month training as well. And of course, for today's training, also you can share the link with someone, inviting them to take a free training with us. It's very important. When you do this, you're also helping to spread the message of peace across the world. And your effort will not be in vain. Your effort will yield results eventually. Thank you very much. And You are welcome for today's training. So today we are going to look at Unit 3 of Module 4 that we have been looking at, and today we'll be looking at economic development and peace. Are there any nexus, any connectivity between economic development and peace? Do we have any connection between economic development and peace? Yes, of course. There are several interlinkages between economic development and peace because without economic development, it can never and there can never be peace. Without economic development, there can never be peace because peace is is a product of how stable people are. When people are not stable, they cannot promote peace. They cannot bring out peace in them. All right. So stability bring about peace. And one of the things that fuel stability is economic development. Who will be who will be hungry that want to promote peace? Who will not have money that will want to promote peace? Is it not because of people who doesn't have money that they are being recruited as protesters against protesters? There are a group of people called the protesters, but this one they are against the protesters of bad governance. You understand? So it's part of the whole stuff that we're talking about here. So economic development and peace have some connections, all right? Because to some extent, peace brings about economic development, and economic development also bring about peace. We don't think about defense. Do you understand? That's what we're discussing. We're not nobody's discussing business relationship. Nobody's discussing trade issues. Going to be armed trade can bring about economic development in war. As the war is going on or conflict is going on in Sudan, nobody's talking about development. As the war is going on, most especially is on the rise because the grain that Ukraine used to supply to the world is no longer coming. Do you understand? Because people have been disappointed again. So just in one way or the other, these two support each other. Peace support economic development in you know areas that they are related. All right. What areas that you can establish that peace and economic development are closely related. One is economic stability reduces what conflict. Economic stability reduces what conflict. I said it that only when you are stable that you can promote peace. Who is hungry here that want to promote peace? You will just cause trouble to make a living. Some people earn a living when there's trouble. So when there's no trouble, there's no way they can earn a living. So such people want to cause more trouble for them to earn a living. So that's why we need to provide economic opportunities for people to engage. They say that a, an empty mind is a devil's workshop. So a mind that's not occupied or preoccupied with productive activities, that mind can be occupied with demons and devils of different angles. Talk about hatred, talk about jealousy, talk about anger, talk about anxiety, depression, and several other stuff will be occupying that heart that is not being occupied. Do you understand? So, productively. So it's good that we must, as a matter of fact, economic activities reduces conflict. Economic development can lead to increased stability, reducing the likelihood of conflict. That's just the truth. So when you cannot ask me to go and fight, no, that you cannot ask me to go and kidnap because I have something that is keeping me busy. I have something that is making me, you know, feel that I am doing something reasonable with my life. Do you understand? So there's no way you say I should go and fight. There's no way you ask me to go and be a kidnapper or a criminal because I have something that's giving me something that will put food on the table for my family. So the temptation of being a kidnapper will not come. The temptation of being a criminal will not come. Do you understand? The temptation of being a terrorist will not come. Do you understand? Why? Because I have something that's keeping me busy. Do you understand? So my mind is full of activity, positive activity. Do you understand? So there's no way I'll go and constitute trouble anywhere. Do you understand? So that's what it is. So economic stability reduces what? Conflicts. Number two is economic development improve living standards. Right? Improve living standard. Right. So when you have enough food to eat and to share around, there's no way you will be running away from trouble. When you are living a good life, the reason why the, the reason why revelation is finding difficult to occur in this country is because most of us, a good number of people that could facilitate that are earning some living here and there. So there's no need a good living. Do you understand? So improve living standard, development initiatives that focus on improving living standards such as healthcare, education, and infrastructure can foster social cohesion and reduce tension within communities. Do you understand? So infrastructure, education. That's why we don't want to see people on the street. Go to school. Go to school. So when you see them on the streets, they are a threat to our peace. So go to school. All right. Yes. And then we have other infrastructural development that will help people to earn a living from there. We have markets developed. We have roads where people can do cabo and earn a living, where people can involve in a lot of activities, uh, conveying food, agricultural produces from one destination to another. All of these activities reduces what uh, tension because at least we don't have self expectations. We have different expectations. There are people that they have needs. Our needs varies. Some people that have higher needs, some have medium, some have lower needs. So little things they are going to do with that. Do you understand? So that's it. So now all of this go a long way to help to reduce tension. Investment in peace building. Investment in peace building. So economic development can support peace building efforts by creating jobs and fostering environment where dialogue and cooperation are prioritized over conflict. Right. So investment in peace building. One way you can invest in peace building: one, invest in education. Two, create jobs. Do you understand? Empower people with knowledge and skills. Do you understand? Once you empower them with knowledge and skills, it makes a whole lot of meaning. All right. I met one of the elected um, personalities in my constituency today, and we were discussing something in line with that. We need to empower people, train them in various aspects to see how things will go. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So that's what it means. So so many. So when you invest in peace building, it reduces the chances of conflict occurring because jobs are being created, people are being empowered, capacity of the people are being built, the ability to resolve conflicts. Do you understand? Amicably. So all of these can reduce conflict. Then we'll talk about youth engagement. Youth engagement. Youth are the energy of every society. And so if the youth are not engaged, it means that trouble is looming. Do you understand? If the youth are not engaged, trouble is looming. Trouble is hovering around. It's a kind of it's a time bomb disaster. Do you understand? Once it's exploded, everybody will get to know. Do you understand? So the youth must be engaged. And that's why I always appreciate what the NYC are doing. NYC are doing a great job. Do you understand? NYC is doing a great job. Keeping those youths. Now we don't have job in this country. Some of them go through the NYC and in the course of service save their allowance. After they finish NYC with the little they save, they are able to start something and they move on with their lives, not moving around looking for a job. Do you understand? Some learn one skills acquisition of the other, some fish farming, some catering, some tailoring. At the end of the day, at the, you know the problem I'm having here. I'm hearing myself back, so it's affecting my progress. So this is the issue. So at the end of the day, these young guys have skills and then they, you know, become self-employed. That's why we don't see so much pressure on the street. But if we graduate them and just push them in the labor market, in the job market for them to go and look for job without giving them orientation, without having any other skills to to be able to do something with their hands and earn a living, then it's going to be challenging. Do you understand? So it's good that we have NYC on ground to mobilize them when they are graduated freshly, so that they can go and learn something, get some new experience, face some certain challenges, and get strong to face the real life situation. So NYC is doing an incredible job, and I think we need to give them that credit. Do you understand? So it's good that we need to have something like that. All right. So NYC is doing a great job. So that is just it. So youth engagement is very important. It's one of the things that you know reduce the chances of conflict from having occurring in our society. So, with a significant portion of the global population being young, providing opportunities for employment and education can prevent disenfranchisement, which is often a precursor to violence. Do you understand? So, young people must be engaged. Engage young people. Engage young people. They are the energy of every society. When they want to cause political violence, they look for young people. Do you understand? When a terrorist organization want to recruit people, they look for young people. They don't look for the old people. Do you understand? They need people that have strength. So that's why we must pay attention to young people. We must engage them very well. We must engage them very well. And one of the reasons why this we introduced this training also is to see how young people that are online can be engaged. Do you understand? So it's very, very important so that we can engage them and see how they learn and become productive. And then apart from that, and apart from that, it's good to engage young people at different forums. Do you understand? And as an institution, we have what we call the Youth in Peace Building. So we're going to also inaugurate the leadership of that forum so that they will mobilize young people all over to make sure that they are involved practically and actively in peace building. Do you understand? So we must corroborate what the NYC is doing and every other youth organization is doing. So international aid and development. International aid and development. Many peacekeeping missions incorporate economic development strategies to help rebuild war-torn societies, emphasizing the need for a dual approach to both security and development. Of course, we have several non-governmental organizations and international organizations like the United Nations, World Food Programs, World Health Organizations, and international peacekeeping missions to help to restore peace in our communities where there have been conflicts. And then, of course, they come with aid. Do you understand? They come with food, clothing, skills. They come with infrastructure development. They come with high, volume of capital and invest to address some challenges that are facing humanity. Do you understand? So international aid and development has been helpful, and that's what is helping also in a large portion to redevelop and rebuild the cities that were affected in the northeast. So sustainable development goals is also another aspect. The United Nations SDG goals highlights the importance of economic growth in fostering peace and security. You see the targets of the SDGs. They have goal targets of what they want to achieve at the end of the day. You know, and they have been doing a lot despite challenges here and there. But the SDGs has also been making a lot of meaning to our society, trying to see how people are being empowered, trying to see how they can reduce poverty, see how they can reduce hunger, see how they can reduce the challenges uh, uh, of standard education to give quality educations and all of that. So the Sustainable Development Goals, they are doing a lot and they're doing a great job as well. So in whatever capacity we can support them as individuals in our own locality, we can also support them to see that credible jobs are being conducted. So cycling relationships. Why economic development promote peace? Prolonged conflicts can hinder economic growth. All right. So like like I said before, when there's a protracted conflict, a prolonged conflict, it affects development. It affects economic development. Nobody is in conflict, deep-seated conflict, and is thinking about development. No way. Do you understand? So it affects everything. So, but these are some of the ways in which uh, development or economic development peace are related. Do you understand? They are connected. So let's look at the role of economic stability in fostering peace. What role does the economic stability, you know, in fostering peace? What role economic stability promote or demonstrate in fostering peace? All right, we have economic stability playing vital role in fostering peace, both at the individual level and then at the societal level. This has been, contributing massively to see that there's peace in our communities, in our societies. So, number one way that the economic stability is helping to foster peace is the reduction of poverty. Reduction of what? Poverty. Poverty is a very bad guy. Poverty brings a lot of temptation. You know, it's poverty that makes someone to become a criminal. It's poverty that makes somebody become a kidnapper. It's poverty that makes somebody to become a killer. It's poverty that makes someone to begin to think evil, to begin to begin to um you know show up jealousy, envy, and all manner of acrimony even in places that we are not expected to see them. Poverty. So economic stability helps to reduce poverty because when we have economic stability where there are job opportunities, where people can do a lot of things and then earn a living, there can never be conflict. That's why we see in places like Iceland, where we have all through peace, there's economic stability, and of course, there's also equal distribution of resources or equitable distribution of resources, so to say. Do you understand? So everybody have what they need. So there's no need to go out and attack anybody for anything. Do you understand? So witchcraft is a product of poverty. If you don't know, witchcraft is a product of poverty. Somebody who is so successful in life may not be willing to do anybody witchcraft. Do you understand? Oh, yeah, time for that. A successful person doesn't have time for witchcraft. It's poor people that think about the because of jealousy, envy, anger, anxiety, that think of killing somebody. Poverty is poverty mentality. So let's everybody be like me. Since I cannot become anything, let everybody be like me. So economic stability helps to reduce poverty. And of course, it go a long way, all right, to reduce the chances of conflict. So job creation. Stable economies create job opportunities, which can alleviate societal tensions. So employment provides not only financial security, but also sense of purpose and community involvement. Sense of purpose. You see, when you have a sense of, like me now, I have a sense of purpose. I know that I'm kitted for peace. So I am here to promote peace. So I have a sense of purpose. So of course, I cannot go and be doing something that I'm not supposed to do. Somebody who is working a civil servant has no time for go for protest. Do you understand? So job creation. Somebody who is working, you are working, you have work from you go to work 7, you come back 7. Where will you have time to go and be protesting? Oh, so we need to create jobs. And maybe you are doing your own business. You are in your shop, you are in your workstation. What will make you to go out and fight? What will make you to be on the street to go and protest? So it's very important that we take note of all of these things. So job creation. So any government that is not creating job is causing more problem to us. Do you understand? That's why if you focus on job creation, you will reduce the challenges of this country by 70%. Just let's take for instance now. When we talk about job creation, we're not saying that you create direct jobs only. There's what we call indirect jobs, right? If the economy is booming, houses are being built, many people will be engaged. Do you understand? You can go out here on a good day, go and carry two, three blocks, and then you make money, you go and eat, and at least you are done for the day. Do you understand? So if we can do that, it will help. It will help. So job creation, if we decide to dredge River Benue and for instance in Nigeria, we have two major rivers, River Benue and River Niger. If we can decide to dredge these two rivers, I can tell you for free that a lot of challenges in terms of job or opportunities will be reduced. Do you understand? If we decide to create a forest bank, that is a forest um, fenced, all right, a forest fence like at maybe Sahara Desert, or maybe along, let's take for instance Nigeria versus Niger and all of that. If we decide to plant a number of trees in their thousands along the border areas, then we can make the whole of northern states to be agricultural friendly. Do you understand? You can farm throughout the year because the wind that brings about dry season will be blocked by that forest. Do you understand? And so a lot of things will change. It takes a lot of commitment to do some of these things. So we need to create jobs. Social cohesion. Economic stability promotes social cohesion by reducing disparities between different groups. All right. So when you create, job opportunities, when you bring economy into its stability, it reduces inequality. Do you understand? Social cohesion, and then it brings about people, interacting on a normal basis because you are earning your living, I'm earning my own. I'm not jealous in you, you're not jealous in me. We don't have any problem. There's no any element of acrimony, there's no hatred, there's no jealousy, there's no envy. You are just in your space, I'm in my space. We are enjoying ourselves, right? And then we connect, we move, we flow together. You understand? Social cohesion at the frequency of economic stability. Talk about investment in public service. So economic stability allows government to invest in essential public service like education. Unlike a situation whereby our primary schools are dying, it's not correct. Primary schools in Nigeria must work. Secondary school, public primary school, public secondary school must work. They shouldn't be dying. They should be dying. They should be functional. And we must take responsibility to make them functional. Do you understand? So healthcare and infrastructure. So these services contribute to a higher quality of life and can mitigate grievances that might otherwise lead to conflict. I so much appreciate the effort of, as much as some of their decision I don't like it, most especially their decision about being a republic. I didn't like that decision, but uh, the Ministry of Education is trying to take some steps that are going to help to resolve the issue of skills problem in this country. Do you understand? And I was once saying to someone that if I happen to be a commissioner of education in my own state, for instance, now, I will introduce skills acquisition in primary and secondary school all over the state. Do you understand? So if I cannot establish in each school, in each town where we have public schools, we can establish a center in one of the school that is more central so that others can, go there and acquire those skills. At the end of the day, a child finish primary school, secondary school with skills. If they start from primary school to secondary school, it will amaze you what they will become at the end of the day. Even if they cannot go to university, they will be independent. Do you understand? By the time a child starts learning skills at the age of, say, 5, do you understand? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, the skills are at different levels. Do you understand? I'm not saying that it's something that may not be able to carry, but I can assure you that in China, I saw what kindergarten children were doing. Some were sewing, doing a lot of activities. At the end of the day, such kind of a child, by the time they finish their secondary school, tertiary, tertiary institution, they are already self-employed. That's why you see China is moving. This thing is, it takes effort to achieve it. And that is why you cannot be hearing trouble there. Are you hearing conflict there so much? If China wants to make noise, they are making noise with another country, not within the country. People are busy. Enough skills. We need such here. And that's one of the policies that the Ministry of Education is trying to introduce. They say that a child should graduate with two skills going forward. And I think for me, that is one of the best policies that this education ministry or minister is trying to bring. If they can implement it, I can assure you that so many things will change. So many change in the next 12 to 18 years to come. A lot of things will change. Strengthening economic stability often correlates with stronger institutions. Stability can help many institutions to be stable, and it also helps some private institutions also to be stable, and of course continue the drive of job creation. Do you understand? If private institutions are not being stable, job creation is being affected, and of course job security is being affected. And that's why whenever a company wind up, it means a lot of things. Many people are thrown into the streets, nothing to do, no job to do, and of course that becomes a problem. And then sometimes when we say somebody is being dismissed, like when what we used to see in the police service, what we used to see in the army, where a trained officer is being dismissed, is not good to our history at all. I can tell you, it doesn't matter what their rule says, that rule must be reorganized so that trained people will not be thrown into the street. Throwing trained people into the streets means a danger to the society. If such people rise on the waves of frustrations, disappointment, and depression and go into anything evil, it will be exacerbated. It will not be contained. Do you understand? It will be a disaster. It will be fire. So strengthening institution can help to resolve certain disputes that can reduce the chances of conflict. So attracting foreign investment. A stable economy is more attractive to foreign investors. No investor want to come to an environment where it's not stable. No investor want to come and invest in a country where they woke up tomorrow, the business is destroyed, where economy is dancing at shoke. Do you understand? So economy of Nigeria now is dancing at shoke. But say you Kenyans and Nigeria, but say your friendship is on a higher level. Do you understand? So economy is always dancing at shoke. Go up, go down, go up. If you want to be stable, you must be on a higher level before it's stable. Why? Why? No, who will want to come? Okay, assuming I'm coming from a country where we earn in dollars, and I want to come and invest in Nigeria, where Nigeria and dollar is, and then maybe you are earning in dollar. You want to invest here, you want to come and earn in naira. No, it's a bad business. You understand? It's a very very bad business, very bad business, and no investor will want to do that except you are going to earn in dollars. If you are going to continue to earn in dollars, no challenge. If they are going to pay you in dollars, contract is in dollars, no challenge. Or if it's in and that you see, that's why we have dollarized the Nigerian economy. And it's not correct, and that's what's making naira to be weak and weaker. Contracts are being awarded in dollars, not in naira. They don't want to call naira so that it will not be too much for you. They call it in dollars. $20 million. So you feel it's just 20 now, 20 million. But if you convert it, that gives you close to 40 billion. So if this is a call 40 billion naira, it's big, right? So they call it $25 million. So if you are still in the range of millions, no challenge. In our own country here, contract award in dollars. In fact, it's come to a point whereby houses in this country are being sold in dollars. Country houses, so house people are buying houses in dollars. How do we arrive here now? How do we arrive at this point? It's not supposed to be so. You cannot catch an American selling his house in naira, not even in Britain, pounds. Do you understand? They say it in dollars. Go to England, they say it in pounds, except when they were a part of Europe. So euro was just being used. But what about now that they have Brexit out? Are they still using pound? I can point out. I mean euros. So these are the things. So attracting foreign investment means that we must have a stable economy if we are serious to get serious-minded people to come and invest here. There are some Nigerians that even don't want to invest in this country; they invest somewhere else. So I know a good number of Nigerians that have businesses outside Nigeria. So if Nigerians themselves are not willing to invest in their own country, who else will want to come and invest here? I don't know you that you are listening to me that you're not from Nigeria. What is happening in your own situation? Are investors coming to invest in your own country? So youth engagement, economic stability often, provides more opportunities for young engagement, youth engagement in constructive activities, reducing the risk of young people turning to violence or extremism due to lack of prospect. So when you don't know your prospect, the chances of getting employed, the chances of making it in life, you want to make it by all means. Ritual killings. That's why you see people ritual killings, ritual killings. I saw one story online. You met a lady, you just in the name of your toasting, you invite her to come to your place. She went, and then what happened? You kill her, cut her apart. What you want to do? Ritual. So ritual killings become the order of the day because people are not seeing their process of making it in life. But they see other young people driving big cars. Oh, I need to also drive this car. So what do? Babalawo, Babalawo, I need something, I need something. It doesn't matter. Let me just enjoy my life and die. I knew a young guy who saw corn, or what they call it, corn, right? Corn, maize, what they call it. And it germinated at, I think, 6 seeds. And then after that, the guy boom, 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 boom in 6 years. And then wind up everything, finish. Do you understand? What is it? Do you understand? So long-term peace building. Economic stability is essential for long-term peace building efforts, especially in post-conflict societies. Rebuilding economies help to create a foundation for lasting peace by addressing root causes of conflict. So they are doing this. You understand? They are doing this. So crisis resilience. Economically stable societies are better equipped to withstand crisis, whether they are economic downtowns or social upheavals. All of these things, ability to bounce back. You know, economic when the economy is stable, even when you experience economic meltdown, all right, you can still bounce back easily. You can still bounce back what easily. You can still bounce back easily. Do you understand? It's easy to bounce back. Social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship for peace. Social entrepreneurship for peace. So social entrepreneurship for peace focuses on creating innovative solutions to social problems that contribute to peace building and what? And conflict resolution. So we need social enterprise to address the problem of uh, address some of the social vices, some of the problems that causes us conflicts in our societies. So we need social enterprises, all right? And something like institutes, for instance. We have several organizations trying to address civil society organizations. We have NGOs, we have institutes, several of them addressing several issues. All right. So, and then some of these social vices need to be addressed because there are some of the things that causes conflicts for us in our society. Do you understand? So it's very, very important. So we look at some of the aspects of social enterprises for peace. Uh, so we're going to look at some of the social enterprise entrepreneurship for peace, some of the aspects of social entrepreneurship for peace. And one of them is empowerment. Empowerment. Social entrepreneurs often empower marginalized communities by providing them with skills, resources, and opportunities. to improve their circumstances. So one way you can achieve this is when you empower people with skills. First, give them skills, support them to stand on their own. Nowadays, we see that fish farming, and poultry farming is giving people money. So if you can decide to invest in any of these, you have enough money to take care of yourself, your family, and do other stuff for yourself and your family. Do you understand? So empowerment is needed. So empower people with skills, empower them with the resources to be able to stand on their own, to be able to, you know, provide and add value to our society. So it's very, very important. Do you understand? So community engagement, community engagement. The best way we can reduce the tension is when we engage communities. Young people are domiciled in communities. So if we engage with the community members and take community initiatives, they'll go a long way to addressing local problems. Do you understand? And when young people are being included, or the community people are being included in decision making processes, it helps to address some of the challenges we have in our societies. They will talk about sustainable solutions. And we're talking about key aspect of what entrepreneurship for peace. Sustainable what? Sustainable, sustainable solutions. So social entrepreneurship seeks to create sustainable models that address root causes of conflict such as poverty, inequality, and social injustices. All right. So all of these can, once you address some of these challenges, of course, you are going to address the issue of peace. Do you understand? So innovation. By leveraging innovation approaches or innovative approaches and technology, social entrepreneurs can create impactful solutions that traditional methods may overlook. So what we are doing now is because of innovation. We are able to reach out to you now because of innovations, creativity, right? Trying to find solutions to problems, right? So if I say come to Abuja for training, you will not be able to come. You are in the comfort of your house, you are taking this training. You understand? I am in the comfort of my house doing this training. Before I used to stay in the office, although very soon we'll still return back to office chair. But you see, innovation is helping us to do anything. And I can be even in my village and still organize this training comfortably, so far as network can be stable for me to do it. Do you understand? I can do it. So we can do anything because of innovation. We can say online. Nowadays, you don't need to take your product to the market before you say. You don't need to go and rent a shop before you say. You can say online. So far as you have a small idea on how you can say online, you can say anywhere. You understand? So that's what it is. So we have several of the example of such kind of social mission and promote peace in our community. We have such kind of social entrepreneurship or enterprises. For instance, now Peace Tech Lab, Peace Tech Lab, Peace Tech, Peace Technology Lab. Do you understand? Peace Tech Lab. This organization uses technology to promote peace and reduces violence. That's what they do. War Child. War Child is a charity that works with children affected by children, or with children affected by conflict. Do you understand? So this is what that organization does. So hand up. This platform allows people to support those in need directly, right? Support those that are in need directly, and then it connects donors with individuals seeking assistance. So when an individual seek assistance, they connect a donor. You say a donor, okay, this is a donor. Then it has what you need. So they connect you directly, and then the donor, give you, and then you move. You understand? Very, very interesting, right? Then we have bridges to peace. Bridges to peace. This initiative works in conflict affected areas to promote dialogue and understanding between different groups. Do you understand? Then we have the Kiva. Kiva is a microfinance platform that provides loans to entrepreneurs in developing countries. By supporting small businesses, Kiva help that can lead to stability and peace. So that's their own aspect of contribution. Do you understand? So you can give finances, you can give capital to young people, and you are supporting them, and you are creating jobs. Do you understand? So art for peace, art for peace. So various organizations use art as a means of fostering dialogue and understanding among conflict groups. All right. So this is what it means. So now, what I'm expecting to see from some of us at the end of these trainings that we have been organizing is that I'm going to see some of these social enterprises coming up. You create a non-governmental organization to contribute to peace building in your community. Like I'm saying, I will maybe in Anambra shortly for such, because someone created something like that, social enterprise, and she's doing a lot of things, reaching out to people. Do you understand? As I'm talking to you, she's online here now. Do you understand? So reaching out to people in her area. Do you understand? And it's part of her effort that may be taking us to Anambra. Do you understand? So that's what it is. So I'm going to see where people at the end of this training, after you get this knowledge, after you maybe some of you virtually have been attending all our training that we have been organizing so far. Peace education, although that one was a very short training, by January we're organizing peace education again, full blast. Do you understand? So the things that we did not cover in the 7 days, we are going to cover in that one. So peace education, emotional intelligence, alternative dispute resolution, peace and courses. At the end of the day, I want to see you starting a social enterprise. You are a retired person from your organization. Find you have found a new love. Invest in it. Reach out to people. Collaborate with your government. Collaborate with your local government. Collaborate with a private institution within your community and promote peace. So I'm going to see a revelation of regard. And I would like to see that testimony where someone say, okay, because of this training, I was able to register so institution. I'm addressing the issue of conflict or insecurity. I'm addressing the issue of peace building. I'm addressing the issue of domestic violence. That is uh, uh, so we have several ideas that you can develop to also contribute to what we are talking about here. So, and this is the essence why we're providing this training. So that you can have an understanding, and that can engineer and inspire you to start something to solve a problem in your community. You may not solve because if it's on security, focus on security. Maybe you have some knowledge, extra knowledge in security area. You can focus on that. It can be on the issue of gender-based violence, that is your interest. It can be on the issue of human rights. You can be on the issue of social justice. You can be on, maybe you are a legal personnel, you want to take social justice to a next level. Do you understand? All of these can be done. So I am going to see a revolution of social enterprises coming up and civil society organizations coming up as a result of this training. Do you understand? So that we can address our problems. Do you understand? So it is going to be wonderful to see things like this happen. So I think I'm selling an idea to a good number of you here. Maybe you have been receiving the training, you are wondering what you are going to do with the training. But I can assure you this is what you can do with this training and be impactful in your community. You can pull resources together and impact lives in your community. Do you understand? Some of you even have connections, even outside the country, that you can source for funds and then impact your community. So don't say I am retired. You retire, but don't be tired. There's work to do. Do the work until the day you cannot do anymore. But so far as you have breath and you can move from at least one destination to another within your community, do it. Use your connection, use your relationship with people in the course of your productive years. Let them support your initiative. Do you understand? Let them support what you're doing to impact, you know, impact lives in your community. A day will come, some of you will also support us here because we are talking about humanitarian activities next year, full blast. Some of you can be of support, help. So if you can help us, that's how someone also can help you to do such in your own place. Do you understand? So it's very important. So let's look at some of the case studies of economic development in post-conflict settings. So how many of you are going to start a social enterprise now? Okay, maybe there's there's a training we used to organize to members we inducted on social enterprise. Maybe we'll form that to be a course of its own, social enterprise, so that you know what you need to start a social enterprise, what is expected, what are the possibilities, what are the responsibilities, how you can mobilize resources for your social enterprise, and so many other things. Maybe we can introduce it to be a course as well, so that some of you can have an idea how to start and manage a social enterprise. Do you understand? Because it's one thing to start, it's another thing to manage. So maybe we'll organize a training in that direction as well, so that when you register your own social enterprise, you'll not be confused on what you need to do. I think it's a good idea, yeah? So if it's a good idea, encourage me. Let me see in your comment section that it's a good idea so that we'll begin to put it into consideration. Do you understand? So case studies of economic development in post-conflict settings. So case studies of economic development in post-conflict settings. Do we have successful economic development initiatives in post-conflict settings in time past that we can make reference to? Are there those initiatives that happen after some conflict in some places that we can cite here, that we can learn from it? Let's check and see if we can. People will not give me. I'm expecting to see some of you say, well, let's forget about that idea. And you are saying it's a good idea, good idea. Which one? That would be a bad idea then. It's a good idea, actually. It's a good idea. So we'll put into consideration and see how we can go about it. So now we have Rwanda. So now Rwanda. Let's look at Rwanda as number one case study to consider. Rwanda was so devastated in ethnic cleansing. It was a very serious problem of Bantu. It was a very, 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 very serious problem. But after this ethnic tension and the genocide of 1994, Rwanda faced serious economic challenges, all right, both economic and social challenges after the genocide of 1994. So, and there was an initiative. What was the initiative? The Rwandan government implemented a series of reforms focusing on economic growth, infrastructure development, and social cohesion. Now, what is the result of what the Rwandan government did? One of those initiatives was Vision 2020. What did that Vision 2020 did? A long-term development plan aimed at transforming Rwanda into a middle-income country. It emphasizes agriculture, tourism, and IT. Today, some of you that watch football, you see Rwanda Airlines. You see on players' JC written boldly on it, visit Rwanda. Tourism, agriculture. Rwanda is a middle income country that is very, at some level, stable. You can attest to this fact. We are struggling here to get our airlines working. Rwanda Airlines working. Do you understand? Vision 2020, it works like fire because they were committed to it. We have countries like Malaysia, Singapore, long-term plan, and they stick to it and it works for them. So Rwanda has then we have investment in agriculture. Programs like crop intensification have improved food security and reduced poverty. I can tell you that Rwanda is doing well. No doubt, nobody can argue that. Nobody can argue that. They're doing well. All right. They are doing well. It's one of the countries in Africa that are doing well. Tourism development, the promotion of ecotourism, particularly around gorilla trekking, has become a major source of revenue and employment. Do you understand? That is just one aspect. There are other aspects that the airlines. I told you that Kigali is one of the cleanest city in Africa. Cleanest cities in Africa is Kigali. It's in Rwanda. That's the headquarters of Rwanda. And I can tell you that if you visit Rwanda, you pay, and that's what they are proud to say. Visit Rwanda. You understand? because they have one of the cleanest city. You go there, you pay them bills and promote their economy. Do you understand? So another example, another case study that we have successful stories, we have Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia and what? Herzegovina, right? This country experienced a brutal conflict in the 1990s, leading to economic collapse and ethnic division. This one also was another ethnic issues. That's why we have Bosnia. These are different tribes coming together. Bosnia and Herzegovina. They are different tribes coming together. So initiative. The Dayton Agreement established a framework for peace and various international organizations began investing in reconstruction. So what's the result? Small and medium enterprises program focused on supporting SMEs led to what job creation and economic diversification, infrastructure rehabilitation, investment in transportation and utilities improved connectivity and living conditions, tourism revival, the promotion of cultural heritage and natural beauty help revitalize the economy, attracting foreign investment. So that is what they did. So after the conflict, this will affect. We need to sit down and do you understand? They have they are somewhat stable. Then we'll talk about Liberia. Liberia. So following years of civil war, Liberia faced severe economic challenges and infrastructure deficit. So initiative the government with the economy. So invest so Liberia invested in agriculture and mining and community-based programs, initiatives like local farmers and small business contributed to food security, youth employment programs, training and employment initiative for youth help reduce unemployment and mitigate potential conflicts arising from this franchisement. Relative peace in the country. Colombia, Colombia, decades of armed conflict with FARC and other groups led to significant social and economic disruption. The Colombian government, especially post-peace agreement in 2016, has focused on rural development and reintegration of ex-combatants. So what is the result? Rural development programs uh, So peace villages, cocoa and coffee initiatives were also uh, cultivated and harvested, and the Colombian government and the country is being stable and is doing well. We have South Sudan contest after gaining independence in 2011. South Sudan faced internal conflict and economic challenges. Various international organizations focus on rebuilding infrastructure and supporting livelihoods. I think we have one of the members of the institute who is in South Sudan. Yeah, she's always supporting the activities of the institute. Even our convention, this convention that is coming up, she sends some support. Do you understand? She's working in South Sudan, making effort to make sure that they have peace there. So she's doing a lot for the institute as well, representing the institute well, and also supporting the work of the institute. Uh, I don't know whether she may even be online here because sometimes she used to join. So livelihood support programs. Initiative aims at providing training and resources to farmers and entrepreneurs have helped you understand infrastructure development, microfinance initiatives. All of these are helping to reduce the challenges in the country. So this is the much we can take for today. Network is so frustrating, and I think it's better we end it here. So, but thank you very much. Training on social enterprise. Uh, in case I forget, you can still remind me. But I'll work on something so that we'll feature that next year as a for 7 days or so, so that you can see what you can do. But it may depend on the quantity of the materials we have, but it's not going to be much, so that you people can be able to have something to see what you need to do. We'll show you the level, the steps you can take to register your share enterprise, what you need for the management of that share enterprise, depending uh, on the area of your interest and the expectations, legal requirements, and several others for you to be able to navigate through all those challenges and to start your social enterprise. And I think it's going to be an awesome experience. Somebody's asking a question. What is the question here? Question, please, sir, is just a suggestion as it regards to printing online certificate. Please tell us